Hey everybody, welcome back. A little Sunday update. We got a little break in the rain, got all the wiring done. So I ended up putting these headlights in, a tri-bar with a turn signal in the bottom. It used to have some turn signals welded on to the old beam down here, and they were pretty ghetto, so got rid of those. This deck plate that was put on, I shined that up as best as I could with some compound. Some new stainless screws, that's for the gas cap underneath. Tank has a new lower fitting on it, new sending unit as well. New tail lights, stainless. Polish those up. Turned out pretty nice. There's a license plate wire, or license plate light wire I should say. New CVs are in. New input shaft seal, new auto stick starter, high torque, for those that know. All I have left on wiring is the engine bay once I slide the engine in, which that's out of the bug there. Had 450 miles on it, running sweet. Gotta love when you unhook those full flow lines, get a little bit of oil on the ground. Anyhow, let me put you on the stand here in a second. But got the old wipers working. Alright, let me put you on the stand here for just a second. Alright, here I'll show you the headlights and turn signals. Should be low beam, high beam. So to get these taillights to work with the brake light and turn signal and parking lights and all that, it's an 1157 bulb in here. I had to run the rear lights through a taillight converter for a trailer. So that way when you put the brakes on and the turn signal at the same time, it wouldn't just stay lit up. And I believe it's a 3-wire to 2-wire converter. And I wired the turn signal switch. Got one hot wire in from the flasher, and then you have your left and your right. And I tied the front marker lights, or the front turn signal lights, into the switch, and then I ran the switch into that converter. And I go to turn on the turn signals, and the light just glows, no flashing. I'm thinking, what in the heck's going on? Everything should be wired up how it should, and I was just scratching my head, tore apart half the harness, and I was thinking, what in the heck is going on here? So these front bulbs for the turn signals down in here, they're 194s, little small bulbs, and they don't have enough draw to kick off the flasher, so I ended up having to get a 3-pin flasher. You can see it sitting there right here. And it's for LEDs, 2 to 4 bulb, so that was enough to kick the 194s off, because the regular 2-pin flasher, it wasn't enough of a load to make it flash. So that got all done, and ended up doing a mount on the steering column down here, and I put a doubler up above on the fiberglass up in here, because this was all cracked, and it's pretty sturdy now as well for being mounted to fiberglass. And that's mounted down below to that plate, which that's obviously seen some stress, but now that it's got 2 points, it's a lot better. So left up is got to run the throttle cable, put the engine in, and then it has a rear cage piece right here that goes around the fiberglass in the back, and then there's a lower skid plate that bolts up underneath the transmission and the engine, and it loops up and around and bolts to that rear cage. So it used to have dual cannons on it, and they were all rusted out, and they're loud, and I don't want this thing to be too loud for my aunt, so I'm gonna have to make a header for it, I think. I don't know if I can find any that will fit without heavy modification, so we'll see what we got going on. But yeah, all the brakes are all bled, and all the metal lines are made. Of course, the new shocks. But I think this thing has turned out pretty nice. Still got a few little things to do. Put the windshield on, and on the switch here, on the turn signal switch, if you turn it back to center, it tickles the right hand side, so I still got the nut on there. I gotta tear the switch apart and trim one of the contacts down. But found some new wiper blades and wiper arms for it, and it'll be all styled and dialed. Looking pretty good. Alright, thanks everybody for watching 7. We'll catch you guys the next time.